divorce, and he was like, Molly, would you be interested in playing the mom? And I was like, oh my God. I really wanted to jump at the opportunity to work with Chris Kelly again, because we did a movie together called Other People, and I absolutely loved working with him. He's the best. And so I think he was worried to ask me because I was shooting Divorce in New York City, and I live in California and have kids, and so he kind of, thought maybe I won't want to do another show in New York City, but I just felt like I couldn't pass up an opportunity to work with Chris again, so I said yes.
Well, I guess you didn't overlap at all at SNL.
We didn't overlap at SNL. It was so funny. Chris came after I left, so I just met him when he was interested in casting me in his movie Other People, which is so interesting. Yeah, we never overlapped at SNL.
The Indie awarded Other People.
Yes.
The Spirit-winning
performance. That was the best.
So was that the entirety of his pitch to you? It was great working with you on Other People. So work with me on Other Two.
He was, I think he didn't come to me because he didn't think I would do it. So they were in the process of auditioning all these other women for the part of Pat, the mom. And I think Chris was just like, I think he felt like I should do it. He's like, Molly should do it. So then he called me and he was like, would you ever consider it? And I was like, yes. Yeah, so it was kind of like that.
Will he only work with you on projects with Other in the title, though?
Well, I know, maybe, yeah.
So it'll be like Other Avengers will be your next movie.
Exactly, yeah.
But as I was saying earlier, it's so very different from Divorce. Were you shooting seasons of Divorce around this?
No, we did them separately. Let's see, we shot Other People, we shot the other two, it was in the summertime in New York City, and then Divorce usually shoots like January, February, March, so they were definitely different times. Divorce we were shooting when it was cold and snowing outside, and the other two is like summertime New York City.
I don't want to make out the other two to be entirely some facile fling, because your character actually, we learn later in the season about some of the pain that's driving her.
Yes.
And there's some serious things. We see other aspects of characters later on, but it's still very different from Divorce. Is it a bit of a tonic for you to do something so different?
Well, it's different from Divorce in that I really play a character like I'm a mother manager who, has like short Kate Gosselin hair. I'm like Ohio, comes to New York City, but I'm very positive about show business. So I have to say I love doing characters like that, like really changing myself. And the wig really clicks me into the character, and the clothes. So, but then again, I think I still play comedy the same way. I still treat it the same way I would drama. And I guess the other two has very dramatic elements too. It's like a comedy with heart. So so I don't know. I still work on the acting the same way as I would a drama. Does that make sense?
Sure it does.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such a thing as Kate Gosselin hair, but now that you say it, I see it.
Yeah.
And you have said that Pat
is my character's name. Mm-hmm.
Pat Dudek.
Yes, Pat Dubek.
Oh, Dubek. That there are some similarities between you and her, or at least some underpinnings. For the uninitiated, could you tell our viewers about her and her role in the show?
Yeah, Pat Dubek is the mother of 3 wonderful children. She's really celebrating a chapter 2 in her life, like, I'm gonna go for it.
Year of yes.
Year of yes. Her husband, who she loved, was an alcoholic, but she has a lot of compassion for him. He passed away, and now she's kind of like, it's like her time. And she's very optimistic about show business. Her youngest son, Chase Dreams, is becoming like the next Justin Bieber. And then she has 2 other kids who also live in New York City, Brooke and Carrie. Brooke is kind of a millennial who doesn't know exactly what she wants to do. She's dabbling in real estate, just dating, trying to figure out her life. And then Carrie wants to be an actor. So it's a little hard to watch his brother becoming the next pop superstar when he's kind of struggling to make it as an actor. So it's really a show about a family. And aside from being really funny, it just has a tremendous amount of heart.
Yeah, I love Lance, actually. He really for me, expresses the heart of the show.
Yes, he's so good. Lance is my daughter Brooke's boyfriend, and he's a tennis shoe designer, and he has a heart of gold. Yeah, isn't he fantastic?
Yeah, he's so funny.
I think he's so funny.
He's a wannabe entrepreneur, and all of his ideas are terrible.
Yeah.
But he always has this smile on his face that at first you think is a smile of a moron.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be a really happy, open, loving guy.
Yeah, he really is. He's such a good actor. All the whole cast. But yeah, he's fantastic.
Well, I really like the choice in the show. One of the main.
And his name is Josh Segarra.
Oh, we should mention. Yeah. He's not actually Lance.
Or maybe
He's
he's
Josh
Segarra.
Segarra.
Yeah.
One of the main surprise choices in the show, I think, is that Chase is not like Justin Bieber, at least the Justin Bieber that we know through his public persona of, doing stuff in restaurant hallways and all that stuff. But he actually is a really sweet kid.
Yeah. You mean the character,
character,
or the
yeah.
actual? Yeah. The character, right, is really sweet. He's very excited about show business and singing, but then he's still a kid, so you see him wanting to just be with his family. He's still very innocent, which is a fun part to play on the show.
Well, it seems to me that he gets some of that positivity from Pat.
Yeah.
Because Pat seems like she's sort of floating above the insanity of his rise to fame and her older kids' kind of messed up lives.
Yeah.
And in her year of yes, she's suddenly finding all these things she's good at and succeeding at them.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think in a way that sort of explains where Chase gets his positivity.
Yeah, right. He feels very connected to his mom, and it's interesting, like I've actually seen a lot of kids like that, like showbiz kids who maybe one of the parents will move to LA with them and then the father's still back at home with the other kid. I know because I'm an actress, I've worked with a lot of kids who are in situations like that where dad's back at home, but mom's with the kids. But in this situation, dad passed away, she is with the kids. But yeah, she is very hopeful about her son's career. She loves the grind of the biz. She loves Chase Dreams as manager. She's just very excited about celebrities and performances and songs, and so she's a really fun character to play.
Yeah, the manager played by Ken Marino.
Yes.
Another really wonderful character because he comes across as extraordinarily shallow.
Yeah.
But then you see something developing between the two of you that, frankly, as a viewer, I was rooting for.
Oh, that's great. Well, that happened kind of during the pilot. In real life, Ken and I are friends, and oh my God, his character makes me laugh so hard. It was very hard. We did like a dinner table scene where he was, talking. So I think that kind of the way I liked him came about naturally. And then Chris was like, I think we need to write a romance between you two. But that wasn't written. It was just that Ken and I have chemistry in real life and really adore one another as people. And his character makes me laugh so hard. So I think he saw my character really like being so enamored with his character.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so funny. I really like him.
God, yeah.
But as I said earlier, there's something driving her. There's some pain that comes up later in your plane speech.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
I did not see that coming. And when we read that monologue at the table read where I talk about how, yes, I was trying to hide the fact that my husband died of alcoholism. And it's very dramatic. I mean, it's just such excellent writing. And I love how much compassion she has for him and how she really loved him and says he did the best that he could, but she didn't want her son, Chase Dreams, to know because he didn't really know, and she made up the fact that he had like a heart attack, which wasn't true because she just wanted to have a different experience than her two older kids who kind of suffered through his drinking. And Chase didn't know, wasn't around for as much of that, so she just didn't want to tell him the truth because she felt like it would be too heartbreaking. So she really kept it from him to protect him. But I thought it was such a beautiful monologue and really kind of talked about alcoholism from the spouse's point of view. It was very dramatic.
Yeah. And it was delivered in like one of the most absurd possible settings.
Yeah.
But there was the thing that I think made it really land was when she said, he's the only man I ever loved and I didn't want him to be a joke.
Yeah, that's so sad. I love that line because she loved him, and I think she felt like it's a disease and he was doing the best that he could, so it just shows the compassion. Yeah. I loved it. It makes me cry. I love it. I loved performing it. I've never gotten a monologue like that in my entire life. I just felt like such responsibility to just really like perform it really well because the writing is such a gift.
Should explain probably to those who haven't seen it that he died in a really kind of absurd circumstance. So for her to explain it makes it sound silly, and she's doing it in front of all of these teen girls.
Yes.
But she's talking about the only guy she ever loved, so it's pretty painful.
Yeah, I love when she's like, he did the best that he could. And he really tried, and he did not want him to be a joke. It was just like, it's like a knife in your heart. It was so filled with love, you know?
But then she's still essentially a mom, and when Chase reacts badly to that, she's got to go after him.
Yeah, because he feels betrayed that she didn't tell him the truth, and so she has some explaining to do to her son.
You know, something else that came up, I'm not sure if it was in that episode or one around it, that I really appreciated coming up was when she expressed to Brooke that she was really worried about Brooke.
Yeah.
Because it seems, because she's just like a kite being dragged behind the engine of Chase's fame.
Yeah.
It seems sometimes that she's not tuned into how painful her older kids' lives are, that they're really struggling.
Yeah.
But it turns out she's actually watching Brooke and feeling something.
And feeling something right. Well, they say you're only as happy as your kids are, or, you know, so it's really true. She's such a mom, and she worries about her kids and wants the best for them. But it's sweet that they're all together in New York City.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? So sweet.
Again, I like that moment when Carrie says to her, "We haven't really hung out."
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about all the heart in the show, but it really is like a funny show.
Yeah, it really is.
There's comedy and lots of absurd stuff and lots of nasty sex stuff.
Yeah, there is. I love Carrie's roommate, who my son Carrie on the show is openly gay, and I love his roommate, who is like claims he's straight, but he fools around on the side with
Carrie.
my son.
Yeah.
I love that. It's
And
so
he's
good.
like super hunky. Looks like a male model.
What's up, dude? And then they hook up, and
Right.
then he acts cold again. Yeah. It's great.
That just actually got me when you were saying that you're only as happy as your kids are. I think that's really true.
Yeah.
Your mom, I mean, you know that feeling?
Yes.
When things are going great for them, things feel great for you.
Exactly. You just want the best for them. I have 2 teens myself, so of course.
I have to slide off this for a second because I just have to mention, we talked before, when you were here before, about Tish and Cord doing the Rose Parade.
Yeah.
I did not know that you guys also did the royal wedding.
Oh my God. Yes.
So I've only seen clips of that.
Yeah.
Tish and Cord. You want to tell people about Tish and Cord?
Sure. Well, Cord and Tish are they're professional, broadcasters. They've been around for years. They're best friends, and yes, they got to fly to London and host the royal wedding. Comment on it.
Yeah.
And that was just wonderful for both of them. They loved it. And Cord Hosenbeck made videos of the crown jewels, and we were just so excited to be there.
So
It was the best.
Cord is played by some newcomer named like Will Ferrell or something.
Some newcomer.
Yeah. And she's Tish, and they're just freaking hilarious. You improv your way through 2 hours of the Rose Parade.
Yeah, that was hard, and it's live too. So, no, there is some stuff scripted, but we definitely go off a lot too because we were watching the live feed of the royal wedding, and you don't really know when she's going to walk down the steps and when the kiss is going to come. So there was a lot of times where you have to improvise, and it's really challenging. And Will and I do the old-fashioned, I'm like, if I forget to say a line, just squeeze my leg. Like he'll be like, your turn. We do stuff like that. But Will and I had the best time.
Oh, you look like you're having a
was
whale of a time.
Fantastic. And when people didn't know, they were like, were you really there? And we were really there.
Yeah, in front of the bridge.
We were in front of the bridge, yeah. The London Bridge, was it? I forget. But yeah, we were shooting outside with the whole crew in front of the bridge.
My geography's so good, I can name all kinds of bridges on the Thames.
I should remember. I think it was the London Bridge.
I'm going to say it was
Yeah, let's say, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely the London.
I believe it was, yeah.
Anyway, when you did the Rose Parade, of course, you famously got some reactions from people who had no idea that it was an act, and they were kind of upset.
Yes.
Who are these people? Why aren't they talking about the floats? What kind of reactions did you get for the royal wedding?
We got, let's see, we got a very good reaction. People loved it. It was great.
So they were
Will
more
was so
in on the
happy.
gag this
I was
time?
happy. Were they more in on the gag? I guess so. Yeah, I think when we first did it on Amazon, people were like, who are these people? They're talking over the floats and they are the most annoying hosts, which we didn't, that's okay.
Oh, it's
didn't mind.
hilarious. That's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
awesome reaction. I was really glad to hear that you got over your fear of ticks.
My character's fear of ticks, right?
Did you improv the names of those horses, or did you already have them?
Let's see, those were written.
Oh.
Yes, those were already written, the names of the horses.
I was
yeah.
just kind of hoping you were coming up with them on top of your head, because they were good horse names.
Will is so good at that, yeah.
The the promos for it, actually, it looked like he busted you. Did he bust you in the promos? Like the phone booth?
Oh, the phone booth?
Yeah.
Did he bust me, like, in terms of what?
Did he make you actually break character and
Laugh? Well, no, that's like the character laughing because she loves Court so much and they're really good friends.
Yeah. So,
But I think Will likes that. He's like, you laugh so hard, it's just fun. He says we have so much fun together.
well, you
Cord and I and Will and I.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Cord and Tish look like they love what they do, and it looks like you and Mr. Farrell really enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
But I wonder if, having worked together so many times over the years, it's easier or harder now to break each other. I mean, do you ever try to get him?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I just have so much respect for Will that when I perform with him, I want to do a really good job because I just have so much respect for him and he's so funny, but it feels like you're just with such a strong performer. The only thing I can compare it to is like, it feels like you're playing with like a really good tennis player. Like, I just want to keep up and do a really good job. So I think I get nervous wanting to do a great job for Will. And then we do laugh sometimes, but I always used to say this on SNL. If you're loose enough to laugh in real life, it means you're very relaxed, and it's usually a good sign. So it means you're a relaxed and happy performer. So that's usually good because if I was way too nervous, I wouldn't be able to laugh. But yes, Will does make me want to break up and laugh and break out of character sometimes, yeah.
Which makes Jimmy Fallon the happiest and loosest performer of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Other Two coming back for another season? Do you know yet?
It is. We got picked up for a season 2. Comedy Central announced it at the upfronts, which is so exciting. And everybody was so excited. Chris Kelly and Sarah Schneider and Helena and Drew, we were all like, yay! I wasn't there because I was shooting Divorce, but they texted me. So we are just so excited. So we're going to shoot this summer in New York City, which is amazing. To get to be in New York City again, where I used to live, it's just the greatest.
Well, they definitely left your character in a good spot at the end of season.
Yeah.
Can we talk? We can talk about that.
Sure.
It's out there.
Yeah, she's going to be doing her own talk show. It's Pat. She's replacing Oprah.
So do you know anything yet about what I'm not asking for spoilers, but
Yeah.
do you know anything yet? Have you discussed what you're going to be doing with that?
No, I don't know anything. I have complete trust in Chris and Sarah. So I think they're coming up with some good stuff. So I don't know. It'll be so fun.
Okay. I have to say the show really grew on me as I watched it. I think largely because of those character reveals, especially with like Lance and learning more about you and seeing the relationship with you and
With me and Ken Marino?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Streeter?
Streeter. Good, you remembered it. I almost forgot. Yeah.
well, I just watched the thing. I should.
Well, that's hard to do in real life, even for actors, like knowing the character's name and the person's name and making sure that's not easy for actors who are on shows with people.
Thank you for making me feel
So
better.
that's what I want to say, yeah.
I see him.
Chase, when we first started working with him, his real name is
Case, right?
So we would all be like, Chase. And now we know him better, but when you first start, it's the same thing. So, yeah.
And
Case
you
Walker.
know Ken Marino so well.
Yeah, I know Ken so well. And Helena and Drew is my first time getting to work with them and meeting them. Yeah.
I saw an interview with him where he was saying that he was starstruck the first time he was working. Did you sense that at all? That he's like.
You mean with who? With Drew?
Drew and you.
Oh, that's so sweet. I can't believe that. That's right. That's so nice of him that he said he was starstruck. I could not tell. He didn't show.
So he wasn't going.
No, but that's
Oh, you
so
should.
sweet.
Okay, you've answered all of my questions about the other two. Now I'm going to hit you with a lightning round,
Okay, great.
which you might remember from last time you were here. Just a bunch of questions we ask everybody. And if you get any of the answers wrong, then water jets come on.
Okay. Oh my God, how fun.
Okay, so if you would please address.
Do the answers into camera.
Yes.
Great.
First of all, what's the last show you binge watched?
Last show I binge watched, Making of a Murderer on Netflix.
right.
Watching that right now.
I haven't actually watched it. Do you recommend it?
I'm really enjoying it. He has a new lawyer on the scene. I don't want to know anything. I don't want people to tell me. I'm really enjoying it. My husband and I are watching it.
All right, I'll check it out. What performer is killing it on TV right now? Who's really blowing you away?
Oh my God. I guess lately Patricia Arquette's been on my mind because I'm like, wow, she's doing the coolest stuff, like character-driven drama. So she's been on my mind a lot lately. Like I'm like, look at her.
So have you
And
seen
then,
her
there's so many people killing it, but let's see who else is really killing it. Oh, well, let's just say her. She comes to my mind.
Have you seen her in The Act?
No, I can't wait to see it. I saw the original documentary called Mommy, Dad, and Dares, and I loved it. I put it on my Instagram. I was like, has anybody seen this crazy documentary? So I'm a big fan. But my daughter wants to watch The Act, so I want her to watch the documentary first, and we're going to watch The Act together.
Yeah, the show's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, what classic TV show do you wish you could have been on?
Classic TV show? Well, I was on Seinfeld, and that's a classic TV show. So that was one that I was on. And then another classic TV show that I would have liked to have been in, like The Brady Bunch when I was a kid. I love that. I wish I could have been part of the family or a cousin or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the worst job you ever had, acting or not?
Worst job I ever had was, let's see here. I had to sell office supplies. I had just come to Hollywood, and my friend Jean Peck and I were broke, and so I got a job selling office supplies, and I left for work in the morning. My friend Jean and I rented a dumpy apartment in Hollywood across from El Pollo Loco, and I was like, bye, I'm going to work for my first day. And he was like, bye, and I got my rent-a-wreck that I rented for like $200, this junky car. And I used to get cash advances off my credit card, drove to my job, and they put us in this dumpy little office in Hollywood. And I was like, ugh, this is depressing. And I just sit at a desk, and they handed me my sheet to cold call all these people. Hi, this is Molly. Is this Pat? I was wondering if you need new office supplies. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. So I was like, I went to the manager and I was like, excuse me, can I have a key to the bathroom? I just have to go to the bathroom really fast. Like 3 minutes into my first day of the job. She was like, sure. So she gave me a long wooden key and I went to the bathroom and I just kept walking. And I walked straight out to my car and went straight out to the parking lot, back into my car and went back home. And Jean was like, you're already back? And I still had the key with me.
I was going to say, you kept the key.
I couldn't. I was like, this is so depressing.
Oh, all those poor people in that office.
Yeah, I would have a bad habit if a job was too depressing. I would just have to leave instantly. Even though I was broke, I was just like, I can't do this.
Well, I bet all those people want a piece of you. They're saying, I wanted to go to the bathroom that day.
Yeah.
That's a good story. Though.
Yeah.
All right, so finally, who will win the Game of Thrones?
Ooh, I know nothing about the Game of Thrones. I'm so sorry. The only thing I know about the Game of Thrones is that Howard Stern thought that the most recent episode was too dark. So I only know my Game of Thrones stuff from listening to Stern.
So I guess your pick would be Howard Stern.
I'll say the Khaleesi. I know nothing about the show.
Very, very good. Yeah. All right, thank you so much for coming by. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Michael, thank you so much.
To see this entire interview and other Emmy Contender chats, please go to latimes.com.
Great.